Uh, there's just something I really wanted to come on and talk about, and it's it's the idea that people look at all the world religions and they say, oh, Christianity and other religions just took pieces of other religions and it's all just one big meld, and none of it's true. There is no God, and none of it really means anything, and just based on your geographic location of where you're born, that's going to determine what you believe in, and none of it's actually true. But see, I have found, as I've looked more into Christianity and more into other religions, by the way, I have actually found the exact opposite. I find that when you look at other religions, when you look at Judaism, when you look at the Quran, when you look at other religions, I find, if anything, there's more evidence for Jesus Christ, not less. Um, I feel like the Quran, it tries very, very hard to disprove. It does talk about Jesus as a prophet. And a lot of the other religions talk about and bring up the fact of Jesus Christ. They call him a prophet, they call him a teacher, they give him that credit. But it's as if they're trying to make him blend in with everybody else. But that's not what the Bible says, and that's not what Jesus said. Jesus didn't just say he was a prophet. He said he was the Son of God and is God. He said he and the Father are one. That's very different than just another prophet. And even when you look at Jewish customs and traditions and the things that they do, it's all built around him. I know they don't believe that, but it is. If you look at the things that they do, I don't even know if it makes sense to them why they do certain things when it so clearly reveals Jesus Christ and what he did for us. And it's just one of the biggest things that Jesus Christ fulfilled as far as prophecy from the Torah, from the Jewish Bible, is the fact that their Bible, their book said that they would not be able to see this person. They would not be able to, they would not have the eyes to see or the ears to hear Jesus Christ. And it, you know, that talks about that all within the Torah. It says that the Jewish people wouldn't see him. Some were coming to see him more and more as the Messiah, but that the Gentiles would. The Gentiles would find him. Again, this is in the Jewish book Bible. This is in their Torah. This is not New Testament stuff. So it said the Jewish people would not follow him, but that the Gentiles would. Well, whether you believe Jesus Christ is God or not, that's what happened. That is what happened. Jewish, for the most part, as a whole, the Jewish people do not follow Jesus Christ. They do not believe in Yeshua as the Messiah. But a bunch of Gentiles do follow Jesus Christ, a Jewish man, as their Messiah. Just take a minute and think about that. Doesn't anybody think that that is really, really strange? That the Jewish people, their own Jewish people, do not follow as a whole a Jewish Messiah, but a bunch of Gentiles from other countries and other walks of life and other backgrounds follow a Jewish man, a Jewish Messiah as their God. That is weird. And a Jewish man who only had a ministry of 3 years and was quickly taken out by the Romans. Like, it just really doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you think about it, unless he actually is God, which he is. He is God. But it just, when you really think about it like that, that's strange. It's strange that the rest of us, aside from the Jewish people, are following a Jewish Messiah. I just, you really got to let that sink in. And their own book said that would happen. Whether they like it or not, that's what they said, what would go on. And that's what happened. It's just food for thought. Praise to Jesus Christ. God bless.